All right, guys. So last time we left off, I was talking about different health, things you could do for your health. I just wanted to go over a few more things that you could do for your health. One thing about the hair on the head, that obviously people who have longer hair, they know what I'm talking about. The hair can get really dry sometimes after washing it. It can be really dry. It can get crackly. It can get kind of like poofy. People who have longer hair know what I'm talking about. Something that could be done for that though is what you do is you take a tiny bit of olive oil. You can, as long as it's 100% natural olive oil, you can put it into the top of a water bottle. You can just put a little bit in there, dip your fingers in there, and then you can kind of rub it into your hair a little bit. And that'll do is it'll actually soften up your hair and make it easier to manage, easier to comb, easier to, and it won't be as dry and as crackly and it won't get as poofy. So that's something you could do for the hair. I wouldn't recommend for people who use hairspray or gel. That's really not good for your hair at all. I know a lot of people out there use it, but what it does is the chemicals in the hairspray and inside the gel, unless you get like something that's more I don't, less chemicals, but if you use a lot of hairspray and gel in your hair, it can actually damage your hair over time. In some cases, you could lose a lot of your hair that way as well. So I wouldn't recommend using hairspray or gel. I told my daughter the same thing. It's not really a good idea. Another thing is wearing hats. I know I used to wear hats here and there, and for people who wear hats like every single day, see the hair needs oxygen is just like the skin does. And, we covered that in some other videos, but the hair has to breathe as well. And if you're covering it all the time with hats, your hair doesn't get oxygen, so it can't breathe as well. Because you got to remember, the hair and the skin and the nails are made out of the same exact materials of the body. So and they all need oxygen in order to be healthy. So if people wear hats like every single day, all day and all night, you could actually go bald doing that. You could actually lose your hair doing that. A lot of people don't know that, but one of the reasons of people going bald is, especially men, is from wearing hats all the time. That's what can cause that. For toothbrushing, the thing is, with fluoride toothpaste, that can be poisonous to the body. I use fluoride toothpaste, but the thing is, like, when I brush my teeth, I'll lean over so that more, it won't go down my throat, and I'll just brush it leaning over, like most people do. You just got to be real careful with swallowing fluoride toothpaste, though, because even the poison control, on the back of it, it says call the poison control center if you swallow too much of the fluoride toothpaste. So you don't want to do that, and that can be a major problem. It actually, what fluoride can do is it can mess with your nervous system, and it could cause like certain nervous problems for your body. If you have too much fluoride, that can happen. So you don't want to do that. Let's see here. So when you do brush with regular toothpaste, if it's not fluoride free, which is actually the better way to go, if people can find fluoride free toothpaste, I'd recommend getting that, because fluoride is not really good for the body at all, and it's technically considered a poison. So when you brush your teeth, if you're going to use the fluoride toothpaste, you want to make sure that you lean over the sink while you're brushing, because then the fluoride will come out that way more. The toothpaste will drop down instead of go down your throat, instead of leak down your throat, because that could actually cause problems. You get symptoms from that, negative side effects. Another thing I wanted to go over is toothaches and sore throats. What's really good for toothaches and what's also good for sore throats is iodized salt. You can get iodized salt for pretty cheap at any store. You can get a whole like tub of it for like $2. And what you do when you get a toothache, what you do is you take the iodized salt, you put a little bit on your finger, and you rub it on the tooth that's hurting in your mouth. Or if you get mouth sores, like some people inside their mouth, sometimes they get mouth sores. You can rub iodized salt on your mouth sores, rub a little in there, and it will take away the pain inside your mouth. It's one of the best things I've ever found for tooth pain or mouth pain of any kind. And it also cleans it out too at the same time. Cleans out the tooth and cleans out the sore in your mouth. Another thing I wanted to cover real quick is aloe vera. Aloe vera I've used for decades now. I think it was my mom who introduced me to that when I was a kid. But that stuff is you want to get 100% aloe vera gel, and that stuff you can do a lot of things with that. If you get eye infections, you can rub aloe vera into your eye, and it will actually help heal your eye from certain infections and stuff. If you get cuts on sometimes people get cuts on their their eyelid from different things, you can rub aloe vera gel in your eye, and you can actually heal it that way. But it works wonderful for cuts and for burns and stuff like that. It even says on the bottle what it does, but I've never found anything for cuts to work better and be less painful than aloe vera. After you wash it, you always want to make sure you wash your cuts that you get in your body, because a little cut that gets infected could be deadly, could be lethal to a person. So, but aloe vera gel, 100% aloe vera gel, you could rub that on your cuts. You could put that, like I said, for certain wounds that you get on your body, burns, irritations, skin irritations, all that stuff. And you can rub that on your skin, and it heals your skin way faster. There's even some aloe vera you can take internally, but it's a special kind that you have to get at like a certain store, and that helps even internally. But definitely for cuts, I've never found nothing to work better than aloe vera. So I'm gonna leave it at that for today, guys. But I just wanted to give you guys those tips. Not just tips, but like I said, facts.